Hard work and excellence as a standard is exactly what we learn in this next segment. A former NFL player turned high school coach talks about his struggles while trying to make it in the big leagues. While dealing with uncertainty in his career, he exposes the ups and downs life can bring and how he overcame one of his darkest moments. Meet Coach David Dunn.
David Dunn. I was born here in San Diego, right here in the Valencia Park area. I grew up right behind what they call the Four Corners of Death. I grew up right on Imperial and Euclid. For my first 5 years, I attended Knox Elementary School, and I moved over off Division Street, and I attended Valencia Park Elementary School. I went to school and ended up going to middle school and high school in the Skyline area. We have very strong ties to family, and we always had good friends. So we made sure that we stayed busy at all times. Every year the first game was in Hawaii, so everybody was so excited about that. But all my friends that I hung with, they would be going to Hawaii and I would be at home because for 2 years straight I failed. I failed academically. And so when they came back and me and my father went to watch the game, and he was like, I think I made a comment about a play that was made, and he said, "How can you talk when you're over here standing next to me?" And that hit home. I put my GPA up to a 3.0. I went to class on time every day. I worked hard. I worked with the coaches extremely well, and I bought into the program 110%. I ended up scoring over 20-something touchdowns and making a huge name for myself as a 6'3", 195-pound receiver. I even drew the attention of the Miami Hurricanes, which was a school I wanted to attend. Coach came down. He noticed me. He came down. He wanted to check on this 6'3" receiver, 200 pounds, that could run a 4.5. And he came down and saw my transcript, and he left. And that was it. But the coach called me in. He explained to me, "Hey, you have to take a different route. You're going to go to a junior college, and if you really want this, you're going to have to strive and work extremely hard to make this happen." Coming out of junior college, I had a few offers. Like I said, I made second team All-American. I was one of the top guys coming out. My choices came down to San Diego State and Fresno State. Ended up going to Fresno State, one of the top 5 receiving groups in the nation. They had a quarterback that was up for the Heisman, Trent Dilfer. During my junior year, I think I did fairly well, but I also led the WAC, our conference, in kickoff returns, which was huge for me. I was a very huge special teams guy, and I did well. I did well as a receiver, to where the college scouts were noticing, "Hey, this guy might have a shot." I think it was the time we played the bowl game against Colorado. We played in the Aloha Bowl against Colorado, which was one of the top teams in the nation. And I had to move to tight end. And during the game, I had 10 catches and like 160 yards in the first half. And then it really opened up some eyes. Things started blowing up, and my coach let me know, "Hey, you got invited to the Senior Bowl, and you got invited to the East-West Shrine game, and you have a shot. You have a draft status." But I ended up getting drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. They took me in the 5th round, the 5th pick in the 5th round. So I always show respect to that team because they're the ones who actually took a shot on me and drafted me. I had just signed a $10 million contract, but it wasn't guaranteed. So it was a lot different back then. Even though I signed that contract, I didn't get to see not $1 million of that. I was still in the top 5 returners. I was just at 29 years old, and I figured I still had a few more years of football left in me. And phone call stopped. Everything stopped. And so that's the dark side, where you don't really know what's going on. You don't really know what happened. And everything is just cut off all at once. I ended up losing my home. I ended up losing my cars that I had. I ended up just not caring. Not caring about life. And really, it was a dark point in my life. Next thing you know, I was called to coach my son's team as an assistant. On a youth level at Valencia Park, is where I played at and where I grew up. So I jumped right on that. And from that point on, I've been coaching ever since. So when I started coaching and getting back around football, I made a point to take academics seriously, to take the game a lot more seriously, and also to make sure that I was teaching these kids properly. So what we did was we went ahead and started a program and made it mandatory for the kids to show up. The first year we went from 22% passing to 88% passing. And from that point on, we just said, hey, we're going to be one of the first programs to implement study hall on a youth level, make sure we stick to it. Every parent had to sign a form that gave us consent to go and check on the kids at their middle schools. I mean, we just took it to a whole different level. It's hard to watch a lot of the kids that we've played, that we've trained and coached, and to watch them come back from different schools and they live right here across the street or around the corner, and they kind of frown upon our program. And this is where you came from. But at the end of the day, after all the stuff that I've been through in my life, you know, all the ups and downs, the highest points, the lowest points, all of that, I found myself once again at home. And coming home and being involved with those kids saved my life. I'm David Dunn, head football coach for Lincoln High School, and you're watching The Block.
You can find Coach Dunn on the football field at Lincoln High School, teaching kids the importance of dedication and commitment to their future.